All right, I'm going to make a quick video here. I'm going to show the patrol logic that I've added into the game recently here so that we can have enemies walking around the level. So let's go ahead and dive in. So I'm going to open the editor here. And it takes us to the middle of the screen here. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. So just made a quick level to make it so that we can have something patrolling around here. I figure what we'll do is we'll set up a goal over here of trying to talk to an NPC that's in this room without getting caught by the enemy that's moving around. So how do we do that? Well, let's go ahead and create a couple of different things. So let's zoom back in here. I'm going to change the type of entity I'm looking at to patrol point. I'm going to hit create. And okay, so every patrol point, there's nothing actually displayed in the editor for where the patrol point is right now, but every patrol point has a group and then an order to it. So the order that you want those to be visited in. So let's just say group for now, because we're only really going to have one of these in this level and one. The ergonomics of the editor are a work in progress. This is mostly just functional for me at this point. All right, let's create another one. Group 2. The other fun bug is whenever I close that, it's coming up with a duplicate entry. Ignore that. We'll get there one day. Create another one. Let's make it right in the room where we want to go. And 3. And then let's give him one more place to go. Let's say right there. And group 4. Okay, so let's review here. We've got that spot, that spot, that spot, and that spot. Okay, I think that's probably good enough. Now we need to create the character that is going to be patrolling. So let's put him, let's say right there. And we've got it on type character, create. Let's make him look scarier than that. So let's make him Bugbear Basher. Sure, that sounds good. And okay, let's name him Patroller. We're going to have his field of view distance to the default, which is just 4 tiles away. So he'll only be able to see us from 4 tiles away. He's not a player character, blah, blah, blah. Faction, we're going to make him the enemy faction. We're going to assign a patrol group of group. And then let's make his patrol speed slower than his normal speed. So let's say 0.5. And finally, we need an AI stack. And so we're going to pick patrol test. And let's save that. Exit. Okay, and just to take a brief look at that, so if we go to AI logic here, we can look at all the different stacks that have been created here. So patrol test. So the way that this works, I haven't shown this at all in previous clips or anything. Frankly, I haven't done any voice recording either. So the way that this works is it's kind of like firewall rules. And if you're not an IT guy, that won't mean IT person, sorry, that won't mean anything to you. The first one is basically going to go through and see, can I use a weapon on whatever the rule set is here. So we've got this named nearest known enemies. So it's going to try to find nearest known enemies and be able to use a weapon on them. It has to be in weapon range. If that doesn't work, then it's going to try to move towards nearest known enemies. And if that doesn't work, then finally it's going to continue its patrol. And, you know, nearest known enemy, I'll just do a quick glimpse here. So this is what that rule set looks like. It's basically saying, hey, they're not a ghost, they're not ethereal, they are an entity type of character. The scope that they can do their search in is just last seen, where they have last seen any entities. They are going to be prioritizing which ones they're looking at by which one's closest to them. Only within 50 tiles. Their faction is enemy to them, and their dimension, which we'll get into later, is current. So that's at least how the use weapon and the move towards logic goes before the patrol step. All right, so just a little bit of a dive there. Finally, we need a character to talk to and rescue, right? So let's make that, and we'll call this damsel bat. Why not? And we need to assign it a script so that when we go to talk to it, it does something. So let's scroll down here. I've already made one. It's called Damsel Bat Rescued, and we can take a look at it. It's just a dialogue step here. A couple of dialogue steps, and then it's going to fade out. So we can see we're going to do this here. All right. And let's get out of that. We can see Damsel Bat Rescued is what I selected there. And, oh yeah, bat. That implies that it is a bat. Save that. Okay, I think we have everything that we need here. So let's see what happens. We're going to save the game, or save the state here of the seed of the level data. Quit to title screen. All right, so let's new game off of patrolling test. Okay, so we've loaded up here. Our character can see 16 tiles, so we can see a lot farther than our test patroller here. So we're just watching him go by. I zoomed out a little bit so we can see a little bit more of what's going on. We're going to stay away from him just so he doesn't come after us. All right, he took a turn down this way. Let's see if he comes around. Which way he comes around. All right, he's coming that way. We're going to go around. All right, and let's zoom in, talk to our little guy here. And that's the way that works. So we saw the event play out. We saw the patroller going around and everything, and yeah, one step closer. Thanks everybody for taking a quick look.